NIA has now filed a fresh charge sheet against 19 persons, including 12 National Executive Council members of the banned outfit, the PFI, for their alleged involvement in a conspiracy to wage a war for reportedly establishing an Islamic caliphate in India. The new charge sheet reveals that the PFI planned to infiltrate judiciary, an army, and also wage a war within and against the Indian government. It also reveals that the organization, in a bid to subjugate majority community, brainwashed youth and also planned to make an alliance with minorities to divide other communities. This conspiracy, remember, is a part of a bigger PFI plot that is to establish an Islamic rule in India by 2047. In fact, the PFI eyed to Islamic rule by 2047 in India, and this NIA charge sheet now exposes the same blueprint. Bhavtosh is joining us live on the broadcast. He has more details on the same. Bhavtosh, this PFI charge sheet, this NIA charge sheet on the PFI, which you have managed to access, exposes, of course, the entire blueprint of the PFI. Take a look really at the big revelations which have been made in this charge sheet.
Well, the charge sheet was filed after 6 months, and the government of India banned PFI last September, and several of its top leadership members and office bearers were arrested by the NIA, and 5 charge sheets have been filed since last week, and most of these charge sheets have been filed under anti-terror law. Now, Times Now have accessed these charge sheets, and the common point among these charge sheets is that PFI wanted to establish an Islamic caliphate, and they have said that the whole idea was to spread this mistrust among Muslim youth that the religion was under threat, and the PFI wanted to wean at least 10% of Muslim population towards PFI. They have further said that the training was being given to Muslim youth, and this training was in weapons as well as in explosives. Once they were given this training, in any incident of violence or extremism, PFI members were told to carry out violent incident. Importantly, they've also said that PFI and its affiliate organization, one of them is still not banned, the political outfit SDPI, as well as other organizations, they were told that PFI and their affiliate organization were planning to carry out communal disturbances. Now, this has been mentioned in the charge sheet that was filed by the NIA last Saturday in New Delhi. The cognizance of this charge sheet has been taken. Further, the charge sheet mentions that the manner in which the funding of PFI happened, this has also been extensively covered by the Enforcement Directorate, which had also arrested few of the top leadership of PFI, now banned proscribed organization. So all these things add together to show how PFI, an organization that in fact was established in 2006, grew exponentially in the country, and then subsequently was trying to carry out an activity which, according to NIA, was akin to waging war against nation.
Well, absolutely. No, as far as the PFI is concerned, this NIA charge sheet has absolutely nailed the PFI. Let's also take a look at exactly what the charge sheet says. Remember, NIA has filed a fresh charge sheet against 19 persons, including 12 National Executive Council members of the banned outfit PFI. We are also showing what are the revelations which have been made in this particular charge sheet. Plot number 1, what does it reveal? It basically reveals that the PFI was trying to unite Muslims, and it was trying to provide weapons to the PFI cadres. That's really the first plot. The second revelation in this charge sheet is that the training, that was the plot of the PFI, to provide training to PFI cadres in the garb of course, something else, alliance with minorities to divide other communities. That's the third revelation which has been made in this charge sheet. Revelation number 4, it says that they were planning to infiltrate the judiciary as well as the army. Also, it goes on to reveal that there was a selective use of violence to demonstrate the strength of the PFI, the banned outfit PFI. Next revelation, the charge sheet also says that there was a use of social media to target the higher judiciary. In fact, PFI, according to the charge sheet, was also eyeing to overthrow the democratic government of India. That was the ultimate goal of the PFI. Revelation number 8, it says that the PFI wanted to replace the democratic governance with an Islamic caliphate. These are the revelations, big revelations coming in to the fore. Next revelation, arms training to radicalize youth and to wage a war against the country. So these are some major revelations which have been made in this NIA charge sheet. Pranesh is also live with us. Pranesh, take us through some of the other major takeaways.
Let's quickly put this in context. This is a fairly voluminous document, so let's try and not confuse the viewer by giving out too much information. Let's stick to what we really want to highlight. If you focus on point number 16.6.6, and Shivya has that document, that specific part that I'm referring to on the big screen, and we'll go to Shivya in just 30 seconds. It makes it clear, and I'm talking about the NIA chart sheet. It says that the PFI is associated with several fronts, and then the name that is mentioned next is SDPI, the Social Democratic Party of India. Now, if you see the agenda of the PFI according to this NIA chart sheet, not one bit of what the agency has highlighted is social. Everything is radical, and the larger aim was to establish the Islamic caliphate, and the deadline that the agency had, this organization had set for itself was 2047. Now, before we go any further, excuse me, Meenakshi, before we go any further, let's highlight on that point number 16.6.6. Shivya, take it away.
Yes, so let's quickly have a look at what the chart sheet says on this part. It says, and I quote, PFI is associated with several front-affiliated organizations such as SDPI, National Women Front, Junior Front, All India Imam Council, Campus Front of India, that is CFI, National Confederation of Human Rights Organization, and among the other organizations. But as it also says that which aid and enable the PFI in furthering its communal and violent agenda and other unlawful activities by pretending to represent and take up different issues concerning students, women, advocates, imams, etc. So that is what the chart sheet talks about the alleged links with the SDPI in the garb of taking the social.
Right, Shivya, stay with us. We also have Mr. George Kurian. He's representing the BJP and also joining us as a GD Bakshi defense analyst. I'm going to first go to George Kurian, sir. Afternoon, sir. Thank you for joining us. First of all, on Times Now, what do you have to say about these massive revelations which have been made in this NIA charge sheet? This NIA charge sheet basically not only puts the SDPI on the top, but also talks about the overall blueprint of the PFI as to how they plan to eventually establish an almost quote-unquote Islamic caliphate within the country.
In 2010, they chopped off the hand of a professor in Kerala. That time, the Chief Minister of Kerala, Sri Achyutanandan, in a press conference, he stated that this PFI is trying to create an Islamic country in India. Achyutanandan was a CPM leader. And as a chief minister, officially he said that he want to divide this, PFI want to divide the country, divide the community, divide the other communities and religions. It's an official statement of Kerala Chief Minister, then Kerala Chief Minister Sri Achyutanandan. For 2-3 decades, they were trying this kind of activities and doing this kind of activities in Kerala. And definitely, NIA, that the charge sheet is telling the correct analysis and correct things. That is correct.
Mr. Kurian, I'm sorry to come in, Meenakshi. I just have a question for Mr. Kurian, and Bhavtosh, I will get you in also. Mr. Kurian, this is not just reduced to Kerala. And just hold on to the line, Major General G.D. Bakshi is also with us. General Saab, the plot was clear. Now the agenda is tumbling out one by one. At a time when political parties such as the Congress, they are saying that we need the SDPI support to defeat the BJP. How do you read this?
Look, I thought that the NSI, NIA had acted with due diligence. They had built up the evidence, they had collated the evidence against the PFI, and then only, once they had ample proof that would stand the scrutiny of a court of law, only then had they moved against the PFI and had this organization banned. This organization is a nefarious organization. It is nothing but the simi in a new avatar. You know, whenever you ban an Islamist terrorist organization, it simply morphs, changes name, changes account numbers, and continues to function as heretofore. This is exactly what it was doing under the garb of taking up social causes, trying to protect, you know, the Muslims of this country. And also, it had extended at the behest of the ISI, its outreach to the SGPCI, to the Khalistani terrorist outfits, and all of other as part of the nefarious K2 plan of the ISI, Kashmir and Khalistan plan. So it is no surprise, and I'm very happy that the NIA investigation, the charge sheet, is laying it all out for the people to see and decide for themselves what kind of an organization this was, which was masquerading as a social organization, as a very benign kind of an NGO, whereas it was engaged in violence, in chopping up people's hands, in killing people, chopping off necks, and then...
Yes, but sir, right now we are focusing on the limited point as far as SDPI is concerned, because the fact that the SDPI has been named is very, very significant. You are right about the overall role of the PFI, which is already in the dock. Malvika Avinash of the BJP also with us. Malvika Avinash, what do you have to say about the latest revelations which we are exposing on Times Now as far as the NIA charge sheet against PFI is concerned? Because one of the biggest points which we are highlighting is also the fact that the SDPI has been named, and one of SDPI's functionaries very recently had openly accepted and said that they had a pact with the Congress and their ultimate and common goal was to defeat the BJP.
Precisely. You see, the PFI has been banned by the union government. However, one cannot isolate SDPI from the PFI. SDPI is indeed a political outfit of the banned PFI. Therefore, the SDPI has had equal roles in several of the terror activities and anti-national activities that the PFI has indulged in the past. This also includes the murders of several Hindu RSS workers in Karnataka. Therefore, I think there are two things that are to be addressed now. One, the Congress party and Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, who somehow seems to be giving refuge to these SDPI activists who have been involved in all of these activities, one way or the other. There are several connections that lead to him.
Exactly, and that's also the moot point, the fact that the SDPI has been named in this charge sheet. NIA, remember, has filed a charge sheet and in that they have named PFI functionaries and spoken about the nefarious agenda of the PFI, thus exposing the so-called mindset of the PFI and the SDPI Connect. For now, I thank both of you for joining us on the broadcast. With that,